Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here, playing some more Pillars of Eternity. We've just taken out the Lord, and off camera, I looted Lord Raedric's estate and did some shopping, so now I am rolling in gold money, cash dollars, and ready to proceed. So let's take a quick look at the world map, shall we? Right now, what you're supposed to do is go to the Woodend Plains, and then head west to do a bunch of stuff in, Defiance Bay, which is the nearest big town. Your main quest is there. Plus, of course, there's all these areas and sub-areas of the city with tons of quests. But I figured, completionist that I am, I'd go to Madhmr Bridge. This is normally the way in the world that you would get to Defiance Bay. However, it is currently broken. So instead, there's some, you know, miscellaneous quests to complete here. I find it really bizarre that there's, you know, enemies just sort of hanging out in this area, which is supposedly a place where people walk by. But anywho, let's go ahead and clear out this area. If you're really, you know, pressed for time and can't watch all the videos in this series, I know it's going to be a very long series. This is one that you could very reasonably consider skipping. Fine hatchet, eh? Yeah, you could consider skipping this one because it's not, you know, like that crucial. I don't even know for sure that there's any really great items here or any particularly remarkable set piece battles because this is a relatively civilized area. That's pretty random. I fought one Zorip skirmisher who charged me the moment I arrived in this map. Just one. And he went down in seconds. And then there was that priest who was all by himself. You know, the Zorip priests are definitely a pain when there's an army of Zorips, but by themselves they die really fast, so I don't know what that was really doing there. Here's a Zorip. I bet there's going to be like a billion of them. So we got a Zorip High Priest. Okay, well, let's send the Rogue over here to deal with this High Priest and also Kana.
That's how it's done.
Okay, so he's blind, and now everybody can attack this Priest while he's blind, so that Rogue blinding shot, even with the Rogue having intelligence and be a dumb stat, still a very useful thing to have on tap. Is there a cave here?
I'll never know
there
I'm
being
here.
a cave or something? That would certainly make things a lot more interesting, but it appears not. There's a troll. How many trolls? 2 trolls? 2 trolls? Can I get 3 trolls? 3 trolls? Did I hear 3? No, okay, just 2 trolls. Alright, we're gonna turn on Frenzy and attack the troll. Let's knock this troll down. Let's daze these bitches. And you know what? Let's use this combusting wounds shit. Come on, here we go. To get her done. Does it really hit your allies? Why is my guy... Oh shit. Is this troll gonna start being a bitch? Is he gonna start being a bitch and go after the back line? Okay, I'm gonna turn on Defiance just in case. Just in case these guys are gonna kill my barbarian. Can you die, please? Thank you. Christ on a crackerjack. Okay, so he's still a bit dazed. Guess we'll just do the priest thing to daze it further. Make sure that sneak attack is always on. So now it's another 12 seconds of dazing. So sneak attack is on. I think we should be fine here. Alright, my barbarian wasn't even hurt that much. Do I have another knockdown? I do. Might as well knock it down. Bammo! Oh, finally, we're starting to level up. That was a bell. Alright, got a couple level ups here. I'm not going to activate them yet, just because there's like a very, very slight differential in experience. So, currently it's just the Barbarian and the Priest, but that means that the Wizard, the Fighter, and the Chanter should all follow suit. Just a single Zorip Skirmisher. How weird that would just be one. What is this, some kind of Zorip Highlander situation? There can be only one. I don't understand why that would be the case. Okay, I'm gonna, I guess, swing east. If I remember this map correctly. You want to go here first to talk to some lady. There she is. So this lady had a bunch of stuff, and she tells you some stuff. And, okay. Yeah, she tells you that her stuff got looted by looters. And, of course, when you actually go to, you know, to kill the looters, it turns out to be more complicated than was previously believed.
Looks like Andra's gushing enough for both moves.
Who's this guy? Oh, it's just narrative. Okay, so yeah, the whole map's pretty much done. I guess there's just this one last thing over here. And this is like kind of a way down. This is where the looters are. Oh, look, there's a looter. Let's kill them! These looters really do not stand much of a chance. Okay. But of course, it turns out they're not really looters. They're just people trying to get by, and you killed them for no reason. You're a murderer. Don't you feel bad? Now, do you want to murder the rest of them, or just let them be? I think I'm going to go for the murder approach. Missing cargoes. You're still stealing. Perhaps you could tell the merchant you found nothing but... No. No, I'm going to kill you guys. Okay, so this is pretty much the only fight on this map. Why don't we go ahead and go full throttle here. First of all, Kana, let's go ahead and have you use some more of your combusting wounds. Yes, won't that be exciting? And then we'll go knock down the leader. My barbarian will turn on frenzy, then attack the leader. I don't need this probably, but we'll go ahead and pop in this Curse of Blackened Sight to blind them. And I guess we'll just daze everybody as the priest. They're all dazed. I think the leader already went down. Didn't even survive 1 minute. So there's the fiery stuff. Those are the combusting wounds.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, it's a weird map. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of a weird map, this place. I guess it makes sense for story reasons. Oh, hey, that's kind of cool. Immunity to confused +2. Hey, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. Why don't we give that to the barbarian? Because immunity to confusion is nice for people in melee range. I am currently wearing... Oh, resolve perception is whatever. We can give that to the fighter. And then the intellect is great. That gives me extra range on carnage.
See what lies this way.
This is all sort of junk. Okay, so you got that hat.
Of course.
That's what you got. Oh, and there's this thing. So I can take ferry cargo. Okay, I guess I should take this to give it back to the lady, probably? Seems like it was all junk, but whatever. Yeah, that's the whole map. Oh, I guess there's this little chunk up here that I didn't explore. This little crevice. So yeah, and I like things that don't necessarily always make sense from a mechanical perspective. Because not every place needs to be special, in my opinion. You know, the world is full of boring places that don't really have anything interesting going on. But this place, I don't know, maybe is a little bit too boring. There's no tough fights. The looters are a cakewalk, unless I guess you go here very early. But like, considering we just took down Lord Raedric, those looters were really pretty much a joke. And yeah, there's really just nothing else out here. Okay, so why did I make a video out of this? Well, because I forgot how pointless it was, I guess. Let's go... Let me just take a quick look at my stronghold. What's under construction? We got... How many days left to go? 1 day, 10 hours. Alright, so if I go back to Gilded Vale, it'll be 18 hours, so not quite. But then it should be done by the time I get to these plains. Alright, so I'm going to go back to Gilded Vale, sell all the stuff. And I guess maybe just start the next map? I don't know. At this point, what you could do, because there's so much money, is just wander back and forth among the maps and just let time pass and build up all the different things. So I guess you could do that here. And then there might be more to do at the keep. Like if for some reason you really... Oh god, why are we sneaking? If you wanted to really delay going to Defiance Bay for some reason. One of the coolest things at the keep is the Warden's Lodge. This opens up bounties, which are like these really, really difficult fights that appear in parts of the map. And then you can go there and you have these really difficult battles and get some sweet rewards. So that's a pretty nifty thing that you, I guess, could do instead of going to Defiance Bay. I don't know necessarily why you want to delay going to Defiance Bay. It's a cool place, but anyway, let's see what she has for sale, and by that I mean let's sell off our crap. So, fine hatchet. It's tempting to keep that. for my eventual dual wielder, because hatchets have a +5 deflection. So you can kind of be a dual wielder while still getting some defense. Yeah, I guess I'll keep it. And then here, we're keeping the plate armor. I'm still undecided about those unique armors, although I have a feeling I'm going to end up selling them. And nothing fancy there. She's got nothing. No pry bars or anything to buy. Okay, so let's trade all that off. So I think the fine hatchet's now in the inventory. Yep. Did Adair really not level up? Oh, he's 5 points away from leveling. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go travel to the new map. And when I arrive there, I'm going to... I believe you get like some experience every time you make it to a new map. And I think it's like 60 or something. So if that is true, then just arriving at the new map should give... the part I need to only get 30
before venturing.
You need to only get 30 more experience points before I because all the experience you get is divided by 6 because there's 6 party members, so 5 times 6 is 30. So another 30 experience points should give Eder the last 5 points he needs to level up. Then we can do leveling up, and then we can end the video. Excellent. So the curio shop is done. I probably wasted some time. I probably didn't need to travel all the way here. I could have traveled in pieces. But anyway, so we just finished the curio shop. The next thing I want is the botanical garden, which gives you random plant a random plant part, or a random plant every time you complete a quest. I think that's the only stuff that's like important to get as early as possible, because the earlier you get it, obviously the more of those random parts that you get. And this requires the Bailey, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do the Bailey. It'll take 2 days, and this might take some time if you don't like artificially travel back and forth across the map, because now we're going to spend a bunch of time in Defiance Bay, and it only takes like minutes to get between these zones, not hours or days. So actually 2 days now starts to kind of take a long time to pass. But anyway, that's fine. I'll deal. In any case, now we did get 60 experience for running at this map, so everybody can level up. We're going to go ahead and do level ups, and then that'll be the end of this video. So here we go. Let's start with our fighter. So do I want to keep going with athletics? I really should have looked up how much athletics you need to beat all the scripted challenges, because eventually it's just not that useful. Like right now, he gets back 55 endurance. If I spend a whopping 6 points, it turns into 60, which isn't really that exciting. But I don't know how far you have to go with athletics to unlock all the scripted stuff. Anyway, anything else that you could possibly care about is not that big of a deal. Like, I guess getting up to 7 survival so that it's 2 damage resistance instead of 1 on resting, it's not that big of a deal. So I guess we'll just keep going athletics, because why not? Oh, I'll stick a point in stealth just so the party overall is a bit sneakier. So now, let's see, I'm going to go up to 8, spend 7. Oh, no. If I do this, hang on a second. So next time I need 7, so I'm going to be 9 minus 7 will put me at 2. Yeah, I need to actually save these points in order to get up to 10 if I'm going to try to hit a round number. And that 1 point in stealth actually delays it all by a level. Okay, I think that's right. Anyway, let's go ahead and do next. So then we get a new ability. We've talked about some of these. Defender sucks. It's just a thing that lets you engage more enemies. Vigorous defense, I think, I don't know if this is new or not, but plus 20 to all defenses for 15 seconds. Every encounter is pretty cool. It's definitely a decent one. Then we got weapon specialization. Now, this thing is tricky because it is so good. Plus 15% damage just for showing up. The main thing I don't like about this is that, well, it's the same reason I don't like the talents that give you accuracy bonuses for these categories, is that it limits you to using like the same one weapon, or maybe 2. Like, I guess adventurers can use S-stocks and Poleaxes, but like right now I'm using a great sword, which would be, I guess, in the soldier category. But then if I decided later on I wanted to use an S-stock, then I'd have to, you know, either pay gold to respec him and change it, or, you know, just deal without. So that's the annoying thing about this, is that it limits you into 1 or sometimes 2 different weapon types, if you're lucky. And then you have to respec your character every time you want to change weapons, or just pass over the new good weapons. There's Discipline Barrage, which is your level 1 ability, so plus 20 accuracy for 15 seconds. There's the Guardian Stance, which is just awful. You kill accuracy for a bonus to deflection, and not even to yourself, but only to your allies. And into the fray. This is one of those things I really wanted to like. So it's got a range of 5 meters. You deal damage to an enemy, and then you pull them towards you. And for whatever reason, this just never really seems to work. I love the idea of it. Like, there's an enemy attacking your back lines. You pop this, you pull them back to you, get them out of the way of your wizard. Like, I like the idea of it, but I don't know what the deal is. For some reason, it just never, like, seems to work right. Maybe I'm just bad. So, I'm not going to take this, but it would be so cool if it worked. So I guess I could take Vigorous Defense just for some defensive bonuses in combat in case I see him starting to take damage. It can help him prop him up, but we'll just take this. I wish these talents, or these abilities, it's not a talent, didn't exist, because it's just so good to just get a flat damage bonus, but whatever. I'm using a greatsword now, so we'll take the soldier one. And then if I end up finding a really good Estoc or Poleaxe, then I suppose I'll respec and just pay the coppers to make him adventurer instead. So we'll do that. But yeah, I just like having more damage. It's simple, it's effective, it's on all of the time. Alright, next up is our Barbarian. So here we're going to keep going with Lord just for the sake of dialogue options. And now let's take a look. I wish it would show the level that it appears at, so you could like only look at the ones that are new. So there's Bloodlust. I think this is a new one. So what this does is when you kill at least 2 enemies, you get a 20% attack speed boost for 12 seconds, which is very good. And you don't have to do anything. It's passive, but you do have to personally kill at least 2 enemies, which can be a little bit annoying. So in this particular case, for one stand alone, which I don't know, that was a really weird transition. For this ability, one stand alone, what this does is that when you're adjacent to 2 or more enemies, you get this 20% damage bonus, which is a lot. 20% is really, really good, but you do have to be adjacent to 2 or more enemies. And I don't know what adjacent is exactly, whether it's like absolutely touching them or just being within melee reach of your reach weapon if you're using a reach weapon. So I don't think I'm going to be that adjacent that often, so I'm going to pass on that. We've seen the sprint before. Brute Force is one of those that looks much better than it really is. So what this does is that for the rest of the game, it just is a passive ability. If an enemy's fortitude is lower than their deflection, you attack that instead of deflection with your hits. The problem is that fortitude is actually a pretty high defense for most enemies, and most debuffs target deflection instead of fortitude, so I'm not going to take that. Blooded, I hate, I've talked about before, and then the Yell, I'm not that big a fan of. So none of these are actually all that exciting. I guess I'll just take the Bloodlust to sometimes get an attack speed boost and just not worry about it too much. Alright, then we have our Priest. We'll continue getting into survival, because I just don't think anything else really matters. And that's it. You just unlock some new spells, so we'll see those later on. I guess the Wizard will probably be similar, just a very, very quick level up. He's my Mechanist, so I gotta keep going with Mechanics. Alright, you get to choose spells with this guy. Okay, so what I'm gonna go for here is, I'm not gonna look at every single one of these spells, but I am a fan of Expose Vulnerabilities. So this is a nice one just to help you kill enemies for a really long time. It gives them negative damage reduction and negative deflection, so your allies are more likely to hit them and do more damage when they do hit. And I'm also gonna grab, I think Arcane Dampener. This is like an every once in a while thing, where if the enemies do buff themselves, like the Wizards or the Priest, you can get rid of those beneficial effects. You can suspend them for 20 seconds, which is a long time, because in 20 seconds you can basically kill everybody. So it's a very, very strong ability in certain situations. And finally, Kana. Do I get to choose any new things for him? Let's find out. Yes. So we get a new phrase, and the phrase is this one. This is a very fan favorite sort of phrase. What this one does is it basically gives you bonus to reload speed and range attack speed. So it'll help him with his weapons that are reload based, and it'll also help the rogue in the party do more damage. We'll have some more ranged characters later. I think I'll have a ranger at some point, and maybe a Cypher, which will also be using ranged attacks. So this will be good for them to overall increase the damage of the party. And that's all, I guess. All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe, and I'll see you... Where are my people? I'll see you again soon as we explore the Woodend Plains and then head over to Defiance Bay. Take care.